What's going on, Attack Squad? It's your boy Roman, Nick, Mr. Anime 343, back at it once again. And today, figured, why not me and my friends actually, vent some personal issues that we've been having, between all of us. Because I know we've actually been having some personal issues here and there. But if we're going to resolve said issues, that's when we just talk it out. Hold on just a second. There we go. I'm back. Well, anyway, guys. Has anyone heard about that one VTuber that was actually trying to gatekeep the VTuber community? Hold on, we got a guest. That's DD.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going?
Nothing much. Just watching idiots say, well, I don't see what the problem is with Grin if he was trans in the show. The problem is Grin was forced to become a woman.
Yeah.
This isn't a thing where the character was like, you know what, I feel more comfortable as a woman. No, he was forced and he feels that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous. Basically, this is why, Cowboy Bebop is going to flop, if you ask me. Because they just don't really, take into consideration the source material. I'm using air quotes for that.
Now, look, I don't mind them getting someone who's trans because, let's be honest, it would make sense because even if it was forced, the character is trans. What pisses me off is let's make them non-binary and happy that they had drugs forced on them to grow tits.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But in all seriousness, also, you said you wanted to actually talk about that religion stuff that you were mentioning, that you were bitching about. No offense, but you said something about you actually had some personal issues about religion.
If I wanted to talk to something about that, I forgot. All I remember is I'm pissed at people going after Chuck Huber. Yes, how dare a man who has an autistic child be like, hey, maybe don't be a dick when you find this person because they're not going to act like someone who's not autistic.
Exactly.
Look, if Terry, the bitter bitch woman, fears for her life, fine, but I don't think it's bad to say, hey, please be careful, this guy's autistic. You know how many autistic people have been brutalized by the law because they don't realize that them, having a meltdown is not them trying to blow up a building or something?
Exactly. You see, autism is just, it's actually just something that it's like a mental disorder per se. Look, I actually have I'm on the spectrum and I actually have Asperger's disorder, so it's kind of hard for me to actually pay attention most of the time.
I mean, I'm high functioning, so I'm a little more prepared to not have a meltdown every 5 minutes. But for those who are lower on the spectrum, they're not good at handling their emotions. And when you attack them and decide to say that they're resisting arrest or something, you're just a fucking jackass.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Nobody actually understands, autism.
Yeah, I also commented on that Reddit thread, and I said, Terry is a bitter woman, and I pity her. And some jackass decided to say, what, because she feared for her life? And I'm like, and she called Chuck out, and I'm like, I didn't say anything because it's like, why waste my energy talking to a lunkhead? But it's like, no, because she didn't take into account that maybe she should be like, look, I'm very worried for my safety, but please be careful. He's on the spectrum. You know, like Chuck did. He's like, please, please. He's on the spectrum. He's not exactly going to understand why what he said is not a good idea.
And this is why, we like both Chuck Huber and, Vic Mignogna. And I'll still stand with Vic Mignogna to this freaking day. What up, Matt?
Here, here, dude.
Someone tried to use a picture of Monica, I guess, to try and defend her by saying even Monica cares about autistic fans. And that was the worst photo to use.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that
I don't
was
buy any of that, dude, because, good Lord, I'm autistic, and and what what the bitch just did, utterly reprehensible.
well, like I was saying, I mean, I'm assuming someone was trying to defend Monica or point out even Monica understands you shouldn't be an asshole to people on the spectrum. But the picture was the worst choice because it was Chris Chan.
Oh, of
Oh,
course, it's always Chris Chan. It's always the go-to straw man for people who want to dunk on autists like myself. Whoopity fucking do. Here's a gold fucking star, asshole.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do like Chris Chan and try and assault my father.
Yeah, Bleeding Shadow, I'm on the spectrum. The high end of the spectrum, but still on the spectrum.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm on
to
the
do.
spectrum as well. I mean,
Well,
basically,
most people try not to bring that out because jackasses like Chris Chan have kind of made it to where people are gonna look at you funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, to me, my autism's kind of a non-issue. As long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with it. Cool with you. See, respect is a two-way street.
exactly. That's what I've been saying for quite some time. Basically, if you want my respect, you have to earn it. Basically,
Also,
these people. No, go
also,
ahead.
I'm bringing up Sleepaway Camp. It's a horror flick, but this is a fucking movie that shows why trying to force your child to be something they're not is a terrible idea, because you find out at the end that Angela was actually the twin brother Peter, and Angela died in a boating accident. But the aunt was like, I wanted my niece, so you're going to be my niece instead of my nephew. And it's like, wow, lady. Wow. Congratulations. You're the reason your nephew went on a killing spree at a camp. Brava. Just so you could say I have a cute little daughter figure.
Yeah, that was messed up.
You think people would have heeded something like that as a warning, but no, it's a fucking slasher flick. Nobody ever takes this shit seriously.
They always say there's a grain of truth in every story, so
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah,
also
and
can we point
yeah,
out characters like Peridot, Dodd, and stuff that are better representations for the spectrum than the ones that are self-proclaimed representations for the spectrum?
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Bobby
also
Campbell.
gotta mention I do not like Drax the Destroyer at all. I mean, good God. He makes autistic people seem like fucking retards when it's anything but the case.
You got two things.
Woody!
You got two things with people who try to make an autistic character. They're either the Rain Man, that movie with Tom Cruise and what's his face, where it's
Dustin
like,
Hoffman.
yeah, where it's like, Definitely bad. Definitely bad. I seem like I'm really slow, but I'm not. Definitely bad. Or you have the basically idiot genius where they're good at something and that's how they get rich in life.
Yeah, and also, please don't remind me about 34 more days till Halloween because basically, I really want to go through that life because basically, here's the thing: as much as I like Halloween, the freaking Christmas stuff is already freaking coming out. It's like,
Lewis Black did
Oh
a great
yeah,
job about that.
good grief, Christmas stuff in September. Jesus Christ, people, save that
Yeah,
for the
the,
end of November.
the comedian Lewis Black made a good joke about that, saying Christmas wasn't sticking its fucking ass in Halloween's business. Tim Burton did a movie of why that's a bad idea.
exactly. It's just ridiculous. I mean, seriously. And also, I really don't care about Batwoman. I mean, I just
Nobody
want.
cares about Batwoman.
I don't watch Wokey crap. Okay, Wokey crap could just seriously suck my pathetic little dick for all I care.
Yeah,
I,
speaking of wokey
I,
crap, I was on the Twitter sphere, minding my own business, when some wokey Herod and came up to me and told me I'm a piece of shit for making a joke about pronouns in the bios and how they belong in the fucking trash.
God damn it, I don't even use bios and I'm a bisexual bitch.
And that's why we like you because you're actually honest. I mean, you'd actually would rather be canceled for something stupid than lose your self-respect, and I respect that.
Yeah, if
I mean,
Twitter happens to
I mean
cancel me for
that,
some old bullshit,
there's
you'll know
actually
why.
there's actually an episode of The Simpsons where where a comic book guy makes his own comic called Everyman, and apparently he's a very well known critic within the Simpsons universe when it comes to movie adaptations.
Albeit very caustic and very obnoxious, basically a parody of Movie Bob.
Yeah, well, he basically he's basically told by the people who made the first movie that he can work on the sequel and do whatever he wants if he gives it a good review. And he gives up everything just to point out that the movie is shit.
Oh,
He's like, yeah, I could make a sequel that actually, suits the comic that I wrote, but I have my dignity and I'm not going to say a movie's good if it ain't good.
yeah, exactly. It's just like that David Iglesias joke where he talked about his bus driver Dave. He says that the bus driver Dave would lose his job, then lose his self-respect, and he actually says that one time he accidentally dropped a cup onto the floor, and then he actually left it there for about a few seconds. Then the next thing you know, the bus driver Dave actually goes, "Hey, I hate you, Mama. Pick that freaking cup up." And he just like gets up and just does it. And the funny part was they were actually
Sure,
watching.
you ain't the only one who hates it when really good shows get canceled after 2 seasons.
Well,
See also why Megas XLR's cancellation
oh, the
was a
reason
crime
that
against
oh,
was a
oh,
crime against
oh, oh.
humanity.
The reason that got canceled is because it wasn't selling toys. I'm like, you didn't give it enough time to get the hype. Gargoyles at least had 3 seasons to get the toys to be wanted. Albeit the third season sucked because they got rid of Greg Weisman, the creator, but still.
Yeah, and also I gotta say something. Oh, freaking! How is Magical Friendship Squad still actually making the rounds today? I mean, I'm actually
Oh, you're gonna love what I posted on the Twitter, man. I mean, let me put it up on the Discord because, good lord, have I got some sets to show you.
I mean, this is why I'm worried about Dipsy Pop being on HBO Max, because when she was doing her own thing, posting it on YouTube and stuff, no one could tell her what she could and couldn't do. Now that she has her show on HBO Max, whenever it releases, they can, if they want to say, hey, we think Angel is a bad representation for the trans community. Can you make him not so unpleasant?
Hey
What's up,
guys,
dude?
long time no see. So I see something on the Discord. I haven't been on here for a while, or not that much. Um, I see something that legendary Dionysus posted. He said, "Neo, remember your blood pressure." I don't have any fucking blood pressure issues. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But this Spawn movie is set to update a character for modern audiences.
Oh, yeah, the Wokey crap? Yeah, it's a sad day when I'd rather watch the crappy 90s version.
The 90s version was actually fucking good. And my personal
I'm
opinion,
talking more about the effects, but still, you're supposed
The
you're
legend that is
supposed
Dionysus.
speak of the devil, he's here. As soon as I mentioned the fact that he posted that and he said, "Watch my
Hey,
blood pressure."
Shibaneta dude! By the way,
Hey, what's up? Yeah, man. Like as soon as I saw fucking Spawn, and it's like, I thought of you like, oh shit, this is not gonna be good for Neo's fucking blood pressure.
but the whole
I don't have any blood pressure issues.
But the whole point of doing a movie, especially if it's a newer version of something from like the 90s or something, is you're going to want people to want to see this movie, not want to see something that came out in the 90s. I guarantee you, I can tell you this, had they not canceled that Blade series, I definitely wouldn't have watched it because they wanted to make Blade Muslim, and I would have just watched the 3 movies that were
wrong
made.
wording.
Okay, let's just hope that this movie does not
Sorry.
ever fucking reach the light of
My
day.
bad.
You know,
I
It's
agree.
Oh,
I
hey,
fucking agree.
let's hope Todd McFarlane
My
just said,
bad.
"You know what? Screw it. I don't want this movie out. Let's just
Neo.
let's just try a new animated series and see where we go with that and put it on."
Oh, I
HBO."
love
No,
the animated.
That was the best form of Spawn
Okay,
entertainment outside the comics, but they won't make another movie properly. And
Okay,
Spawn is my favorite character, and I knew this was gonna happen. So if you see a Wokey dead in the street somewhere, don't ask who did it. Just know because of this movie came out.
I shouldn't laugh at that because you shouldn't resort to that, but I can't help by the fact that if a Wokey was found dead, we'd instantly know it was you.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't mess with Spawn. See, I don't care. Let's see, there's a lot of things that they mess with. Superman, Batman, but Spawn, that will turn me into a psychopath. For real.
Oh,
That'll turn me into a psychopath.
up my
All I
Twitter.
can say is, we need a Spawn anime. No, end of story right
Digital
there.
R or digital. Oh, there was a Spawn animated series back in the day.
No,
So that
anime.
No, like a Japanese anime, dude. A Japanese anime. Like, there was actually
that
a
looks
Spawn
just like a
movie.
Japanese anime to me.
okay, take it.
So that might be the white Spawn they're talking about. Digital
Neo, I have a
Overlord on
question.
Discord
I have a
said that.
question, Neo.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, Edie, you actually had something to ask Theo?
Yeah, Neo, are you a Cowboy Bebop fan? Because I want your opinion on this if you are.
I mean, yeah, I'm a
Hello.
cowboy. I like, hey, I like Cowboy Bebop and all that other stuff. I mean, like, it's not my favorite anime, but I do watch it, and it's pretty good.
Oh,
It's
so you're
laid
aware
back.
of what they did to Grin?
Huh? No,
You know who Grin is, right?
I forgot. I haven't watched this anime in a long time. Jog my memory.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look it up. Maybe this will jog my memory.
Okay, in a nutshell, Grin was a man who got forced to transition into a woman in prison. And they've basically made it to where he wanted this in the live action thing they're making for Netflix.
Because of course they gotta grasp on those straws. They gotta have the little token bullshit, even though there's no tokenism. If anything, That's not an LGBT representation.
Oops, wrong wording.
Wow.
My bad.
Wow.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay. Take 10.
That they turned a bad guy who's like a non-binary, air quotes there, into a little LGBT icon because they stupid.
Wow.
Take 2.
Damn.
Character was forced to
So
transition.
many people came so fast.
The character was forced to transition into a woman in the anime, and they decided, well, since that's the case, let's say he wanted to be a trans woman in the live-action remake, and it's like, no.
They altered the story. That's one of the major issues I have with these. They're not remakes. They're something entirely different. They're like they're rewrites. They're not remakes. They're rewrites. They're rewriting it, and that's what pisses me off. They pass it off as something that's a remake when it's a rewrite.
Exactly.
Well, I'd rather it be a certain point about this. I'm going to simply say this, and I'm going to say this loud and clear, and I'm going to say it for the idiots in the back. Stick to the source material. There's a source material for a reason.
I mean, hell, a lot of trans people are like, you just fucked up a character we could relate to because basically we know what it's like to be forced to be something we're not, and you just fucked it up.
Even the trans people are attacking him now. See, they tried to appease them, but now they're appeasing nobody.
And here's the thing, I'll say this right now. I absolutely love the fact that these idiots are getting their asses chewed out because, again, they have this damn white savior bullshit complex.
It reminds me of the Latinx thing.
Them in the ass.
Oh, Latinx, where every
the whole I just call it Latinx because I think at least that could be. At least Latinx sounds something cool, like maybe a superhero or something, rather than just Latinx, which sounds kind of weird and just.
Latinx sounds like something you would use to say someone who's Latin origin smells bad or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It sounds like a slur.
Hey, tell me why
the Latino community is seeing it as a slur.
Yeah, Latinx does sound like a slur to me. It sounds like like the N-word equivalent or something.
Uh-oh, guys. Anyone Roald Dahl fans?
What?
Huh?
Roald Dahl fans, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Witches, that sort of thing?
Don't tell me they're gonna mess. They have that in their sights, don't they?
Netflix acquires Roald Dahl Story Company, plans extensive universe. Be ready for Willy Wonka to...
Oh no, more Marvel style bullshit.
Because that works so well with the Universal Monster Universe.
It sounds like they're gonna try to pull a DC and Marvel.
Yeah, they probably would. Tell me why I had a dream one day about Japan coming over here and infiltrating America and taking it over. And a Japanese man assassinating Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and all the politicians.
Whoa, dude! Even if it's just a dream, you got to be careful because you could have the FBI.
Even if it's just a dream, they'll twist it. They'll take it and take it out of context and just twist it.
My bad.
Okay, they wouldn't take what I. Okay. So you're telling me they're gonna take a dream that had content? I said what?
Yeah, they will because they'll find and they were trying to find anything they can.
Hey, what happened to Dionysus?
I don't know, dude. They're not gonna do that. They don't really. Okay, they'll be like, oh, okay,
dude,
you have some weird dreams, and we'll make sure that'll never happen. But I don't think they'll waste their time twisting that because they're too busy going around fighting terrorists and raping kids.
Neo, listen to me. People are fucking stupid. I mean,
they probably could convince a jury. That's what I'm saying. They probably could convince a stupid, idiotic jury that you meant and they probably would put you away for it.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, some dumb bitch said that she had a dream that Vic violated her, and KV was like, "Oh, you poor thing. This is why we need to get Vic blacklisted." And I'm
Why
like,
does
"That's
this
a
remind
fucking
me of
dream.
a?
Vic is not held responsible for what you fucking dream."
This is a
Why
different
does this
case.
remind me
Listen,
of
I
a
don't think these
scene
people
from
are that
one
stupid
Greg,
to think my
now
dream
they're
about
going
Homer
for
is accused
mental
of sexual
issues
harassment?
now.
Oh, guys, one at a time, one at a time.
Now
Anyway,
they're going for mental harassment now.
Thought crime.
Yeah, why does this remind me of that one scene from that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer got accused of sexual harassment, all because he pulled up Candy Venus DeMilo off a babysitter's ass?
That always confused me because from the babysitter's point of view, you could see Homer is fucking holding a gummy candy. Now,
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
get me wrong, I can understand why she would think that Homer violated her, but if it were me and I saw a gummy candy, I'm like, was that fucking stuck to my pants? Ew, please don't eat it. That's disgusting. Not, you are a fucking pervert even though you were pulling a gummy candy off my fucking pants.
Dee Dee, you forget that's Homer Simpson. Of course he would do that.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah, Homer Simpson's not the brightest crayon.
He are
Nah,
not smart.
neither is Peter Griffin. Hey, you know what?
Whoa.
I
Let us never compare Homer to Peter Griffin because, I mean, can you name the last time Homer has strangled Bart, whereas Peter is still a dick to Meg?
Yeah, I'm so sick and tired of the way they treat Meg in Family Guy. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is.
And
I mean, yeah, it is
Right.
because the only reason they do it is because apparently they can't think, air quotes, of a story for fucking Meg. And it's like, okay, well, why not just attempt to try? And also, you can make a story for a fucking dog and a baby, but yet you can't make a story for a teen girl. That sounds more like an excuse.
Very
than a
much
reason.
lonely, abused, and bullied teen girl at that.
Oh, this is McFarlane's excuse for why Meg gets shot on. We don't know how to write for a teenage girl. I'm like, do you not have women on your writing staff? Every fucking woman remembers what high school was like, you fucker.
And again, you can write for a
The
dog
thing-
and a baby.
Here's the problem: is that hiring women nowadays is so risky because of how modern feminism has twisted women into being these self-serving people who will accuse you of sexual harassment just to get your job.
Well,
Also,
thank you, modern feminism. Meg gets shot on because you had to basically be like, he stared at me. I feel unsafe.
also,
Well, look what they did to Vic. That's exactly what they did to Vic. They wanted him out because he was standing in their way. They wanted him out, so what they do? They lied about him.
hey, Sono, I gotta ask you a
forget
question. This is
Kristen
something I want to ask.
Dubad.
okay, Neo, could you actually
Go ahead.
repeat what you just said?
Huh? No, I was
Could you
actually
actually
gonna
repeat what you
ask
just
Sono
said?
a question. Okay, no, I was gonna ask
Yeah.
Sono a question. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
what
just
is
gonna
it?
say
Yeah.
this right now. I want to bang my head into the wall after hearing that.
Okay. Cerno, do you have any kind of personal beef with the government in real life because that's why you go off the way you do, or you just really feel the way you do deeply because you know it's bullshit?
Well, for one thing, I've been tased once before, while I was in high school, because apparently high schools they call the cop. They don't keep things. They like to slap disorderly conduct onto people instead of dealing with it internally. And yes, I do have a beef with the government because of that. The government is fucking everyone over, and I'm just tired of it.
Well,
You think? Wait a minute. Another question. Do you
Same
think
here,
they
Sono.
also? Can I?
Whoa,
man.
Sorry,
Could you, hey, guys. Could you let Neo actually finish his other question for Cerno? Go ahead, Neo.
Thank you. Do you think like the government? I personally believe this that the government is responsible for all the world's problems: pedophilia, sex trafficking, pollution, the ozone layer being fucked up. You know, them making CERN machines to fuck up the, or not CERN machines, heart machines to fuck up the weather and create these.
There's some things I don't think are really. I don't think it's that far, but I think the government is basically creating situations to where. I think it's more of laws that are. It's like they're piling on regulation after regulation after regulation and preventing people from. They're regulating away people's upward mobility.
Okay, so do you also believe that the government create? You don't think they have technology to create machines to fuck up the weather and fuck up the ozone layer?
I don't think that's the case.
I believe that's the case. I believe they have that technology.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but also don't forget how the sun's getting hotter.
Yeah, because of the ozone layer.
Yeah, we don't have
It's not-
electric cars yet. What the hell's my electric car at?
Yeah, like,
Well, I think the problem is that there's certain natural processes that happen every so often that like I think they're making a mountain out of a molehill as far as the weather goes. I think they're thinking they're trying to push this agenda, but the thing is, this climate agenda thing is I think the Earth has been warmer before.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. I'm pretty sure we can all relate to this. But when I was, a teenager and had to wait outside for the school bus, me, my bro, and everyone else, it was winter. It was freezing motherfucking cold. Like your face would go numb.
oh man, I love that, man.
And nowadays we can't have that. Mind you, I lived in Florida at that time. So it was cold in Florida, but now it's like it never happens anymore. So clearly, there is global warming.
Florida, because winters in Louisiana tend to be cold. Hell, sometimes we'll get snow, and God help you if your pipes aren't wrapped.
Yeah,
Also,
sure
Well, I mean, look,
Right.
I think that the thing is that southern states are not prepared for that, and look what happened in Texas because they think that it's going to be sunny all year round, and look what happened because they were not prepared. Their electricity grid.
man,
You should always prepare for the worst, and I think that people don't realize that. They think it's good enough, and then all of a sudden disaster happens.
Also, I gotta also ask: do you think there's a way to fix the ozone layer?
I think it has something more to do with 12,000 year cycle than anything, but whatever.
So if you think the pollution went away, you think the ozone layer will fix itself?
No, I think that there's a certain cycle, and I think that our magnetic field is weakening. There's going to be a period of time where it's going to cross zero, and there's going to be interesting things are going to happen. Let's just say that.
Well,
God damn it,
we're probably
Sterno!
not even gonna be alive when that happens. So it's taking a
Yeah,
lot of
we're
time for
gonna
the ozone
die.
layer. Huh?
God damn
Yeah,
it,
you were gonna
Sterno!
die.
Don't do this to me. I already have anxiety thinking about possibly getting hit by an asteroid. Why'd you do this to me? Why?
Oh,
Dude,
It's a
that's
strong.
not gonna happen to probably the next fucking 50. Like I said, until all of that happens, we're not probably gonna be around because we're probably gonna go from old age.
Yeah, and I think that we're probably going to annihilate ourselves with nuclear missiles before that happens.
Why does
way
everyone
humanity is
think
going.
that before that even happens, some of us will probably be at our
anything,
peak age?
because basically that's the last thing we want to deal with. Also, another thing, Cyrano, why these feminists are actually trying to take over everything isn't really about revenge. It's more about power. These feminists just want total power. You know how the old saying goes: absolute power corrupts, but power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah,
Look at
it does. Don't you have that kind of power?
Well, then, what about all these women saying "kill all men" and all that kind of stuff?
They're fucking idiots because unless we've perfected cloning that I didn't know about, you need the stuff in the man's dick in order to make more women.
Exactly,
Yes,
and
you got
it's
it.
like they would end up. I mean, imagine if we did have that. All it would take is one snap of, let's say, a solar storm that knocks out all the electrical infrastructure irreparably, and we have to go back to steam engines for a while. We would end up becoming extinct if there was only women alive.
Also, I just want to throw something out real quick.
Even with that
A
technology.
couple of years ago, when a hurricane, I was living in Florida, when the hurricane hit and took out the entire power grid in Tallahassee, it was just amazing how one tiny thing can send us back to the 1800s, where there's no light, no electricity, nothing. We had to survive off of, our wits, right? And I live in the apartments, mind you.
Yeah, and the thing is, we would have to basically go back to using steam engines and we'd have to manufacture our way back to modern times again.
Hey guys, do you realize that metal is a conductor of electricity?
Yeah.
People have lightning rods.
Yeah.
Dude, you can use metal to conduct electricity and power stuff on. You didn't know that?
You need a power source,
Yes,
though.
I did know that.
Sorry about that. I did.
You need a power source, though.
Yeah, but it
Also,
can be created. So, I mean, like, there's ways to do stuff. If you can deny all you want, but
yeah, but it would cause a mass panic and stuff too. So,
Mr. Anime.
What's up?
I posted the thing about Netflix getting Roa Dow's property in the Council of Weaves if you want to look at it.
Hang on a sec. I gotta take care of my uniforms here.
I don't think Netflix is bad. I think the people who's running it is kind of.
Yeah, but maybe not.
Netflix is fucking bad after they made Cuties. I'm sorry. I cannot excuse it.
Listen, let me say some shit right now. I don't want to hear nothing about that fucking movie, and they need to remove that off, and I'll forgive them a lot more.
They should remove it, but apparently the legal system won't do anything about it.
Yes,
I told you they into them little boys and girls.
Predators. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Also, another thing. I'm going to bring this one up because I know I'm actually trying to move on from this, but I still am freaking aggravated after what happened between me and Fat Boy. Okay, I'm still freaking pissed.
What the?
Okay, no. We've agreed you're not bringing.
Yeah, don't bring.
We don't want the farms to catch on again. Okay, so let's just drop it.
Yeah.
But let me just say this just once.
Oh my god, man! You're gonna get trolls in our chat.
Yes, man.
I don't want to deal with those dumbasses calling me a feminist again.
In the words of Matt, do not.
Whoa! I'm just gonna say this just once, and then I'm putting it to bed. That's it.
Oh boy.
Get ready.
Basically, he says that me supporting lolicons actually makes me a predator. But what's his stance on cuties, huh? What's his stance on that?
He probably doesn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, dude, I have seen many people who say they hate lolicon also comment that they also don't like cuties. They more than none will put both into the same category. Granted,
which they're not even comparable. Even Charlie, what's his name, Critical, he even said they're not freaking comparable.
Exactly. But I mean, usually when it comes to these anti-lolicons, they're also anti-cuties and stuff like that. So, again, it's mostly just they both compare both children, air quotes there, and no air quotes there, if you will, as the same type of deal. So,
and the problem I find with those same people is that a lot of times they act worse than even the SJWs in some cases. They threaten that one even said that if their child was not against Lolly, that they would they would take him out Old Yeller style. It's like, come on, that's sick.
Oh my God! Someone, if you ever see a tweet like that, please report it to CPS so they can get people to save that child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, even it's just stupid.
But no, I mean, like a good case in point is Vinci. A case a case in point is Venti from months back. You know that idiot who was trying to
Oh,
get
Brittany
girl
Vent.
dolls?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Did
Like
she
you're
get
saying,
banned off of Twitter once, and then
oh yeah,
she
she
got her
did.
account reinstated?
I don't know if she's back, but she got banned, thankfully. But like I mean, she also had an issue with cuties and stuff like that. So
Right, but
again,
she went after Gargura, and that's what set me off. And she went. The thing is, she was going after a big corp. She was going after Hololive. She was trying to take down Hololive. It's like you're not gonna be able. You're not gonna be able to go after that kind of behemoth.
like
Plus,
what is a
she
god?
got, and she was flooded with people furious. And the thing is that kind of mob is different than someone sending their followers, because no one sent their followers. This was organic. This was an
Yeah.
organic mob that formed around it.
Yeah, and also it's like what is a god to a peasant, right? Like what are you going to do against this?
Yeah.
Yo, organizations, what's up? I mean, also another thing I want to bring this one up is the whole freaking Bayonetta 3 thing, saying that Bayonetta is actually
Oh
equivalent to
God, that's
Lily.
stupidity.
Oh
You know,
man, I cannot
this is
wait
this
until that
is
game
exact.
come out.
This is
And
okay.
Guys, one at a time. Okay, Cerno?
This is why I defend Lolicon so much. See, I could live without Lolicon if it was for the fact that it spreads very rapidly from there. The feminists in the UN actually tried to actually get Japan to illegalize they wholesale try to get Japan to illegalize women being sexually assaulted in manga, even adult women. So basically, they tried to do this wider ban that failed. So now they're trying to narrow it down, trying to get that foothold they need. It's the Lolicon thing is all about getting a foothold, as I've said many times before.
And yet they don't take care of the child trafficking that's happening in their own country.
UK.
Japan?
anyway,
You'd think you'd get your shit together. I mean, bad enough if your population's fallen in your base. Bad enough if your population's growth is fallen like a sack of bricks.
what?
The UK, I think I'm talking about the UK. That's who has the pedo problem. Is the UK and I think Australia.
I
Yeah,
thought you were talking about Japan.
No,
So far, Japan hasn't done that shit that we're aware of.
no, Japan
the
hasn't.
only issue that Japan has is black companies. And side note to
The
any
work,
idiot,
yeah, their work culture.
Yeah, and side note to any idiot, no black company does not equal black people. Black company equals basically a sweatshop that is governed by the government.
Look at China. They got freaking sweatshops. And basically, look at what they're doing now.
Nobody bats an eye about that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
honestly, I think
I don't see Wokies raising an eyebrow about children being forced to work constantly in sweatshops
Well, of
until
course,
they die.
their iPads if they question sweatshops. Then
and not only that, but most of the Wokies are communists, so they kind of agree with it.
anyway, that comment of it's like looking at a child. What fucking part of the world where there's growth hormones in the fucking food are you living in that a grown ass woman looks like a fucking child to you?
Same thing with this. It's another iteration of this goalpost moving they did with first it was Uzaki. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, you
Moving
just
the goalposts.
can't win with these assholes ever in an argument.
No, because
Basically,
they make things up.
also, the best weapon to use against the Wookiee is freaking fact and logic. We need to actually back up what we're trying to say against these people because
Yeah, but they'll usually deny facts and logic.
Of course they. Here's the thing, Mr. A. They deny facts and logic. So my main weapon for dealing with a Wookiee, satire and mockery.
yeah, so true.
I just use
out.
the mocking. Well, I probably
there-
won't encounter an SJW in real life, but if I did, I would just use the mocking SpongeBob meme.
Honestly, SJWs are the most lol cow people ever.
Which
Oh.
a funny story.
doesn't even begin to describe these people. I mean, they're
What
I
do you-
mean, if it wasn't for the corporations bending backwards and banning people, if the internet was the Wild West, they would be laughed off the fucking internet, Kiwi Farm style, and they'd be huddling up in their beds or something like that, crying.
of course.
yeah.
And also, one thing I
Man,
want to throw out there too is
I wish it was
Whoa,
still
whoa,
the.
whoa, guys. You
Sorry.
actually had something to say. Good, Dio.
But one thing I also wanted to throw out there too is like, just throwing it out there for a little bit. The My Little Pony New Generations movie. A lot of fans were concerned because the main protagonist was supposed to be a activist and stuff like that. So everyone was kind of on edge. But it turns out that the movie there's a part where there's a song, Didi knows the song, but it's kind of what the national anthem for the Wokies would be. It is stupid and cringe, and it's absolutely hilarious because it's the mindset and the
We are a
writers-
mob.
Yeah, and the writers are kind of poking fun at the Wokies, like Sunny Star Scout is us, the activists, the one who wants us all to get along. Meanwhile, the Wokies are the character who started the mob. His name is Sprout. He's a mama's boy and an idiot. So,
Yeah, not to mention Ronnie James Dio when he was in Black Sabbath wrote a song called "Mob Rules."
Sorry,
Wrong.
I don't know why my phone always boots me out of the thing when I get a call.
it's alright.
Of course, I also
Yeah,
question why the receptionist from my encorologist, or however you say that fucking shit, decided to wait till now to call me and say I have an appointment that I knew about tomorrow.
Mm. Well, I was just mentioning to them the the song from the New Generation Pony movie, the mob song. Like
Yes,
that's
that
their
is the theme for Twitter.
Yeah. Like at first we were kind of concerned, but it turns out that the movie, Sunny Star Scout is us. Meanwhile, Sprout and his mindset, who mind you is a mama's boy and a complete idiot, he in a sense, is the Twitter mob.
Yeah, not to mention Ronnie James Dio when he was in Black Sabbath wrote a really cool.
I have
good
no
song
idea
called
how to
Mob
feel
Rules.
about that.
Let me post in the private chat so
Alright.
y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I mean, I know Black Sabbath,
So-
both the band and the scandal.
Wait, hold up. So the new MLP isn't woke?
No,
No,
It isn't.
surprisingly, it is not.
and we were
That's
afraid of it because they were saying that the MC was an activist, and it's like, oh crap, it's just gonna be finger wagging.
Yeah, not to mention the whole Netflix stuff, how it's being exclusive. That's a major red flag.
Also, guys, I'm about to share a tweet in the Council of Weebs on Twitter. Apparently, I am famous now because there are people defending me because, yes, how dare I, not bother to use certain grammar things and stuff because it's a waste of time with these idiots.
Yeah, by the way, why am I not in the Council Weeps yet? I mean, y'all seen my new
Well, I
profile.
thought you were.
What was that?
Yeah, I thought you were because didn't you say you
To be
actually
honest,
got
I'm-
booted off of the Twitter?
Oh, I got back. I just made a different account.
Also,
Okay,
I'm
did you actually
scared of-
also- Hey, whoa, guys.
Also,
I need to ask
post-
Matt something. Hey, Matt, did you actually leave, your Twitter at in the private so that way we can actually add you to the council?
To be honest,
Lisa,
I
thank
was
you.
actually. To be honest, I was actually scared of getting a Twitter account because, well, I'm kind of scared of encountering the SJWs a little bit.
Hey, I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit there, playing Shadow, because basically Twitter is just nothing more than an SJW cesspool. Because you know who's running the clown show over there? None other than the man himself, Jackass Dorsey.
Wait,
Also,
who's Jackass Forksy?
That's a good one. Freaking winner of the internet, right there, Lady Shadow.
okay,
Oh,
Who the fuck you guys?
Oh wow! Yeah, that's a burn on Jack Dorsey. No one even knows who he is.
Mr.
Who
Anime.
the fuck's Jack Dorsey?
he's the founder of Twitter.
Oh,
Doi!
Mr. Anime. I
Okay,
posted the tweet in the Council of Weebs thing on Twitter and in Discord.
Okay, well, I'm actually
Hey,
hold on. I'm gonna pull up the Discord. I'm gonna pull up my Council Leads first. Okay, hold on. I am
okay. I've put in my my new Twitter account on the general just Discord.
hey, guys, you seen that recent death battle between Reverse Flash and Goku Black? That was the best death battle I've seen because I hate Goku Black and I'm glad what Professor Zoom did to him.
Now I don't really watch death battles. They all suck, and I'm sick of hearing the
But
fans talk about it.
okay.
I don't
Okay,
care
I got
about
you. I
Death
got you.
Battle
One in
whatsoever.
Well, hold on just a second there, guys. I'm gonna have to go back to the council. All right.
But
hold on.
I just ignored the dumbass, and people basically jumped to my defense, basically pointing out all I did was say, "Are you sucking her toes?" Since you seem to refuse to take into account that Chuck Huber was like, "Look, this guy is on the spectrum. Please don't be a jackass to him like you would with a normal person."
All right, hold on. There we go.
But at
I
least
got
people
you all
had
set
your
up
back.
now. Yep, good to have you back there, dude. I mean, basically, if anytime that anybody actually gets booted off, that's why I actually have my Discord server. It's like a backup per se for if anybody gets booted off the Twitter. Thanks to Jackass Dorsey, of course.
Oh
Friggin-
yeah, fuck that guy. Woo!
Yeah, friggin- looks like a freaking hippie, but I mean, I gotta give credit to Tim Pool, even though I don't agree with the guy. I still respect him in a way because of the way during the Joe Rogan experience. Oh man, the
Yeah,
way that
I'm not really much sub to Raging Golden Eagle, but even then, I actually respect what he has to say. I mean, the whole world's getting fucked, and we're just letting it happen.
Yeah, not in a
Yeah.
good way either.
no, not in a good way either. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, Matt,
But this is
what do you
Go ahead.
think about the tweet I posted?
Okay, hang on.
okay.
Ain't showing on my end. You might have to post it again.
Also, guys, I am going to have to go. You hear me?
All right.
I'm going to have to go. So can I get my final thoughts out the way? I gotta go to work in 20 minutes.
All right.
Well, it was fun, and it was great seeing you guys. Also, for the love of God, creators, do not make Spawn into a modern day fucking thing because it's stupid. No one cares about modern day politics. Make Spawn.
Jesus. Sorry, Dio.
Make Spawn into the badass like he is, like he's supposed to. On top of that, I'm glad that the MLP New Generation movie was not woke. And lastly, remember, my glorious heathens, to let your desires burn brightly. Alright, guys,
Yeah.
see you later.
Again,
See you around, Shimonetta dude.
does anyone
Bye,
know
dude.
who is? Because I'm just gonna say this: you tempted fate, Mr. Anime. We told you don't talk about the fat bastard, but even though you said it was only gonna be one,
Okay,
we talked
who the
about now
fuck?
we got this asshole.
Okay, who the
Basically,
fuck let the government cheese into the
as I
comments?
said, you want to say, let him talk shit because the best thing we can do is just ignore these idiots. Because how I see it, these people, they can talk shit. We can talk shit back. Like, that's on you. You clicked on this stream, government cheese. You came to us. You're trying to actually start shit with us, but we can actually talk shit right back. So you
Yeah,
can
it's called "We're Laughing at You Back, Bitch."
Okay,
bingo.
I reposted the thing, Mad Matt, and sorry for the multiple same tweets, Mr. Anime.
No, it's okay. Besides, at least you're
Yeah,
actually.
I see it now, there, Dee Dee. And good lord, is the dude you are replying to quite a retard?
In
Yeah, and
fact,
Captain Condorian and a couple others are like, oh,
Not to
you
mention,
don't know why they didn't use the proper punctuation and stuff. I'm just lazy. That's why I didn't use the proper punctuation. But the guy but Captain and a couple others made a good point. I could be from another country where English is not my first language. You don't know why.
basically, and if I can actually throw my 2 cents in here, I think that people who actually use pronouns in their bio actually just show that they're actually just ignorant as hell.
Yeah,
Change my mind.
yeah, there's a couple people I follow on Twitter that have their pronouns, but they're the rare few that aren't the fucking dumbasses we have to deal with. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to look at your tweets just to give you a benefit of the doubt. But if you're basically this thing of, oh, you just don't understand that this character Grin was trans, and it's like, no, I understand he's trans, but he was forced trans. He didn't get a say. If he had had his way, he'd have stayed looking like a guy.
It's almost like they it's kind of like what they do to tomboys, except they do it through convincing instead of force.
Oh, the whole all tomboys are fucking lesbian shtick.
Yep, that
not to
problem.
mention, I've actually seen tomboys who get in touch with their feminine side.
Yeah, in fact, there's nothing wrong with having tomboys. I mean, yeah, I do collect
Not to mention,
tomboy.
yeah,
I do collect a lot
and
of
not to
tomboy
mention,
things.
I gotta say something. Tomboys have a sex appeal all on their own. I mean,
Also, it hasn't even been a week yet, and there are already people trying to say that the character Zip from the My Little Pony movie New Generation is trans. And I'm like, until the show staff or the show itself says it, I'm not listening to you because this is just a headcanon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just first
sort
off,
of like,
how can a pony be
saying that-
trans?
It's because she has a masculine hairstyle, and oh, they also say she's bi because her wings have the bi colors, and it's like, well, by that stupidity, Pinkie Pie could technically be the trans flag because using her cutie mark, she has the colors too.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's just like, the equivalent of like the whole freaking Nina Ashido being freaking Blasian, saying that, she's black when she's actually not really,
Until Horikoshi himself says it, it is not true. You can use
exactly.
it in fictions if you want, but until Horikoshi says it, it is not fact. So stop trying to make it fetch. Stop trying to do fetch.
Exactly. But here's the thing. When I tried actually pointing that out, all the freaking wokies started freaking pissing me off by freaking quote tweeting my ass. Saying, oh, Mina is black, Mina is black, Mina is black. Oh, shut the fuck up. Seriously. No one's taking you fucking serious.
Yeah, that's where I'd be like, okay, show me the tweet from Horikoshi saying she's black. And if they say, well, he didn't say that, I'm like, then how the fuck is she black if Horikoshi didn't say she was fucking black?
Freaking point right there. Freaking checkmate. Yeah,
Again.
I totally.
But again, they don't use logic.
Yeah,
Of
forget.
course they don't. In fact, logic is very much anathema to the wokies.
I mean,
Let me
forgive me
It's like a
for
boogeyman to them.
forgive
let
me.
me say
Go ahead,
let me
Serena.
say something. When I see people quote tweet that much, I go through block, 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 block. I probably have more people blocked than freaking Hideki Kamiya at this point.
Yeah,
I
you know
mean,
what I did? You know what I
I
did
mean,
with my. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I'm sorry that I'd rather trust, people who work on the show or who are the creator of a book or something for knowledge. I mean, Rowling's kind of gone crazy. I mean, I was okay with Dumbledore being gay because let's be honest, he was born in like the 1890s or something. So not exactly a good time to be like, yeah, I'm gay and proud, unless you wanted to be nailed to a cross. But that tweet about her saying Hermione was always supposed to be black when she chose Emma Watson to play Hermione herself. It's like, wait a minute. Why the hell was Emma Watson Hermione then if she was always supposed to be black? You're supposed to be getting a black girl then if Hermione was always supposed to be black.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
Isn't
stupid.
it technically the best actor at the moment type of argument thing? I saw.
Well,
That's
it's
what
best if
Meritocracy.
it's best to me. It's best if the character chosen you should actually make an attempt to at least cast someone who is that character's race because it does affect the look. Like it doesn't match up if the look of the character and the actor that's playing them doesn't match up. It just looks weird.
I mean, I'm someone who's very obsessive when it comes to something they like that's part of my whole spectrum thing and stuff. So I notice a lot of stuff. Like when they finally introduced Lavender Brown because she shows up later in the series as a love interest for Ron. I I was like, wait a minute, she was black in the first 3 movies. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, I don't like it when like it's wrong when they make a white character black. It's also wrong when they make a black character white. It should be wrong in both ways.
Exactly.
And I don't know why they did that.
I know Lavender didn't exactly, make an impact until the book she appeared as a love interest, but it's still like you need to be consistent because fans of the series, especially like me, are gonna hyper focus and be like, wait the fucking minute.
Yeah,
And the funny thing, I wonder why the SJWs didn't go outraged since they actually did the opposite of what they usually do. So it's kind of like you think that they get all up in arms about it.
Yeah, good luck with that. But also,
I mean, they threw a fit about Cho Chang's name being 2 last names. And it's like, well, what about the name Mackenzie? That's a last name.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a good name for an Asian character, but you get my point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just the whole race swapping thing is just bad altogether. It doesn't matter which direction it goes. It's
also they threw a fit about Nagini because she ended up being a witch that would forever become a permanent snake, and she was an Asian girl. So it's like, yeah, talk to Rowling about that. I don't really think Warner Brothers had a say in that.
Yeah, that's just the thing because they're trying to actually destroy all the things that we hold dear because because of global standards, aka China standards.
the same thing that killed Senran Kagura because Sony decided to go that route. Sony kind of I think started the cascade, honestly.
Yeah, the moment Senran Kagura starts going for global standards is the moment the franchise is dead.
What they need to do is they need to wait out their contract with Sony and don't renew the contract.
I seriously think that we should all make like a group or a company or whatever it be, pull our money together and buy as much stock in Sony as possible. Because he who holds the most stock calls all the shots.
The problem is, I think that at a certain point,
If we
I think
actually
that
do
we
that, I
would
call
find
for
that there would
PlayStation.
be
That's
people who aren't willing to sell.
All right. Well, one at a time. All right.
Hey,
So
hey, if we actually did that, I call dibs on PlayStation.
Damn it! I was gonna call dibs on PlayStation. In that case, I'm
Yep.
calling dibs on Xenogears. Or
Xenogears isn't
you know-
owned by Sony.
The thing is, if we were, it'd be funny.
You know what?
Is
How about this, Madman? You get the eastern side of PlayStation. I get the western side of PlayStation.
I'd want the division that has Sony Vegas and stuff.
ooh. Okay.
I'd want the video editing software. Imagine owning all the rights to that stuff, man. Just because you managed to get 100% of the stock. then we would take it off the stock market, and then
Look,
Yeah,
all I'm
in fact-
saying is he who owns the most stock in something calls the shots because
exactly.
he's the one with the money. So if we were able to get as much stock as possible, basically having the most of it, we could tell Sony, okay, you hire Vic back in Funimation, you don't get a say in this because we own the most stock. You fire those assholes who keep trying to cause shit. That includes Terry Doty because she's being a bitch when all Chuck said was, look, this person is on the spectrum. Please handle with care. He didn't say she shouldn't have fears. He just said handle with care because, let's be honest, people are violent assholes when it comes to people on the spectrum.
Especially cops. I mean, the problem is, I think a lot of the times the reason why the average age of an autistic person that dies is 36 is because they always get shot by police. What do autistic lives matter? We should have our own movement.
Yeah, SP
No,
Lives Matter, bitches.
No, because then it'll be usurped by wokies and it'll be twisted to fuck things up. I mean, look at.
No, we would put a couple of people on the who are on the right, and then the wokies would want to distance themselves.
I mean,
We'd be too right wing,
look
if
at
anything.
look at the Me Too movement. This is an example of the road to hell is paved with good intentions. This was supposed to be something to help victims of assault, but the minute men started coming in and was like, oh no, you don't get assaulted. And it's like, bitch, fuck you, men can't get assaulted. And what about the young boys who get assaulted by their teachers and stuff? Do they not?
And you know what's funny? Is that what was that Asia Argento, that actress? I like to make the joke of, it's that woman who made an illegal ara because of a High School DxD character by the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So basically, it's like, isn't that one fallen angel that got me too'd or something like that, or whatever Asya is.
Oh yeah. She used to be hot. Funny how age turns.
Hey, at least the anime character ain't gonna age.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, the left cannot fucking meme. I'm posting this in the Council of Weebs on Twitter. They cannot fucking
what the fuck are we even?
Oh, don't tell me. There's more crap. And the reason why I say that autistic lives matter is because at least our movement wouldn't be founded by Marxists.
Jesus Christ! More wordy than a
guys.
warrior monologue.
Why is that even on there? It's just ridiculous.
Hey, guys.
Yes, shout out.
My phone's is almost dead, so I gotta head out. But before I do, stick with the shadows because at the end of the day, the darkness is always with you. Also, another thing I want to own from Sony, the Spider-Man rights, so we can continue Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3.
Wouldn't that be the dream?
That would be the dream.
they seem to miss the fact that you're not supposed to be fucking wordy in your memes. Here, I'm gonna post a meme that I made when someone said that Belle was the first strong anime female character. Haruhi from Oran High School Host Club. This is what I made for that Belle.
Okay, hold on. I'm taking a look at it right now. Oh,
There's something.
Oh yeah.
There's
Love
one-
it.
There's. Did anyone see that the whole melty blood thing about this one character that they basically the innocent tweet that could be taken many different ways, and these aunties piled on him, accusing them of pedophilia and everything under the sun.
Of course they always do. That's
And the thing is, it wasn't even sexual. That's what really gets me.
Yeah, I'm gonna point this out. If you see something innocent and your mind instantly goes to pedophilia, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah, I know, right? I think that it's mostly the fighting game community. I posted it. It's the fighting game community that's doing this. The FGC. The FGC is cancer. FGC is an anti-hive mind.
Yeah, basically, let me just simply say this. Like, look at the Smash community, for instance. Look at how they're actually treating people on there.
They're antis.
The I see is another May type character. Y'all know May from Guilty Gear, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna follow Sleepy Crest just to support him, but wow, I stand by my thing. If the first thing you fucking think of is child predators, I got some fucking bad news for you.
They tried to ratio them, and it looks like their ratio got ratioed. Because they got 442 quote tweets, 830 likes. So he basically surpassed them.
I mean, all he said was be honest. He didn't say be honest and tell me she's fucking hot. No, he said be honest.
They added that. These people added that in their minds. They automatically thought something sexual in their minds, and they went after. They projected that on. It's a classic projection.
Yeah. By the way, aren't they fucking closeted pedos too?
Well, I think that they might not be pedos, or at least lolicons or something. Because it's a fictional character, so they projected they might actually be closeted lolicons, and I think we have plenty of examples of that kind of hypocrisy. They're hypocrites.
Yeah. Rules for thee, not for me, right?
Right.
Exactly. And another thing I would like to actually bring up is like, why do people always actually have to rely on, like saying lolicon is the equivalent of CP when freaking it's fictional characters. Fictional characters.
Because they have this ticking time bomb theory where they automatically think that you're going to do something in real life in the future, so they think you should be punished now. It's typical thought crime, pre-crime, dystopian stuff.
Pre-crime from Minority Report.
That's exactly. They're John Anderton wannabes.
Yeah, in fact, let me just simply state this. I'm going to state this right now. Even though, there's actually, like, certain characters I do like, some of them might be, like, under, like,
Chloe Von Einsburn.
Okay, what's going on?
Anyone who feels like trolling Peg Leg Steven, he's basically trying to say that Vic is the devil, despite there has yet to be any proof that Vic did anything. I want some damn footage or a damn police report. You get me one of those things, and okay, yes, Vic is the devil. But until then, I'm not believing you until I have some goddamn fucking evidence. Where's my goddamn evidence, Bruce?
Excuse me.
I mean, okay. The thing, I wouldn't say the devil, because the devil. Well, if you've seen with the like depictions of the devil in anime, they can be hot. They can be hot girls sometimes.
Yeah, well, the devil,
Sorry.
well, Lucifer in Has Been Hotel's pretty hot too.
Well, I was more thinking what's that one Helltaker.
What I'm saying is they're acting like Vic is the most evil person on earth
Right.
without
I
any
know.
proof. And I've said it over again. Look, if you can get me a police report, some video footage, something, then I'll join your fucking side. But you're not getting me proof. So why should I fucking believe you? Where's
Listen
my
and believe.
proof? Bruce, where's my goddamn proof?
They just want us to listen and believe and not question the thing. They want us to be sheep.
Oh man, I had to get some water.
Hey, I'm starting to wonder if Digital Overlord ain't gonna start shit.
Well, that's what I'm asking. And basically, if they start shit with us,
Anime, you gotta realize that just because someone will say they won't start shit doesn't mean they're telling the fucking truth.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you really gotta.
Oh, nice profile picture.
What up?
yo, what's up?
So,
Yo, what up?
So, question for you. Which is the person that was complaining about Spawn being not white?
Dude, Spawn was never really white. I mean, he was always black.
No, you're wrong about that. No, hold on. Let me just tell him real quick. You have not read.
Can you turn your thing up, Digital Overlord? I can't hear you.
Yeah, you might want to turn your volume up.
You have not read the Spawn comics at all, bro. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You ever heard of Cagliostro? He was the medieval Spawn.
oh yeah, I know that. No, that was cool. I wasn't complaining about him being white. No. I was just complaining about them making him like an
I
SJW.
understand you weren't, bro, but the other person was. He's saying there was no white Spawn. Why are you saying that when there was? So Todd McFarlane could actually be making a story on Cagliostro. I'm a huge Spawn fan. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Man,
So
me
if you
too.
don't
I
know-
fucking love Spawn, dude.
Yeah, if
Yo.
you don't know your material, bro, then you shouldn't say that.
Oh, also, do you how much Spawn comics do you have?
A lot.
Oh man. That's fucking cool. Hey, do you have any more merchandise outside of that? Like,
Yeah, I got like anime and a whole bunch of shit.
oh no, I'm talking about with Spawn. I'm talking about with Spawn.
Overlord, could you try to turn your volume up?
I think he did. It's just that, like some people's mics is not that good, or it just doesn't have as high volume, or maybe I could be wrong. But
my mic is good.
Yeah. I think some people with their mic at 100%, like they would actually need an amplifier to put any higher, and then you might as well just get a new mic.
Yeah, or if you're fine with lower volume, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you ever heard of that game Spawn the Eternal? That game fucking sucks, dude. That game is horrible.
So play Spawn Armageddon on the PlayStation 2. It's better.
Yeah, that game is cool. It's like the Devil May Cry type of style. I actually like that game. But Spawn the Eternal, that is Superman 64 bad. That game is fucking terrible.
Okay.
Superman 64.
Gatekeepish there, Digital Overlord. But we've actually had some like personal issues with with someone actually, coming out to our stream and actually, flashing their D at us, trying to get my channel reported. That's why, I've been a little cautious as of late.
Okay, but once again, I mean, if the person doesn't know about what he's talking about, then he doesn't know. Because at the end of the day, Yellow Flash should automatically know there is a white Spawn, medieval Spawn, Cagliostro. It's not that complicated.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. My only knowledge of Spawn is the '90s movie and the animated series. I wanted to buy a comic when I was 12 years old, when we still had a comic book store in my area, but my mother wouldn't let me have it, and she got me a bunch of Wonder Woman comics. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Wonder Woman, but it's like It's like, hey, wait a minute, a comic of Spawn? I want this, Mom. And she's like, no, here's something I'm okay with you having.
Yeah, sometimes parents can be a little too gatekeepy. Parent, but
yeah, that's the unfortunate.
reminds
part,
me of like how Christian fundamentalist parents would be.
Hey,
Oh,
Digital
yeah.
Overlord. Have you heard of that channel called Farcom 4?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Did you watch his videos? He actually does some pretty good analysis on Spawn, or does some pretty good stuff on Spawn.
Seen it a couple of times here and there.
Mm.
In fact, also we've been having a little bit of a problem with some of the people over on Discord, since that whole debacle we've been having with like all these trolls coming in. And also I had a little bit of a one-on-one with my doxer, and I'm trying to move on. Let me known. I'm still trying to move on. Still trying to find ways of actually getting around this without actually, getting into any more trouble or causing any more trouble for my friends, including you. We're just actually we're just being a little overly cautious because we don't want to actually have a repeat of like what happened, during that one live stream. We actually had.
Yeah, people just flashing their junk. You know what? That person's lucky that none of us are minors, because they could have gotten in big trouble.
Oh yeah.
We could have reported them to the fucking cops.
FBI, open up!
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why they're lucky, because
they've been banging at your door in seconds.
Yeah.
That's why they're lucky that I would never stoop so low and lie. That's what pisses me off, is I point out that I could easily say Chris Sabat touched me at a con, but I don't, because that's a disgusting thing to do.
The problem is that listen and believe us. Like, even if you were to cut out all the malicious context around it, listen and believe assumes people don't lie, and people do lie, and that's a problem.
Yeah, they're kind of ignoring human nature at this point.
That's why I demand evidence before I'm going to believe you. That's why I don't understand why these chuggleheads are still believing Abuser Heard is innocent when there's fucking audio, video, pictures and stuff showing she's the abuser.
Ignoring human nature is kind of like this overarching thing of socialism.
Oh yeah, guys, check this out. My grandmother actually found this the other day, and basically, I'm going to show you this. This is actually me with my grandpa Joe back when I was a kid, and then that's my great grandma Teresa. Then you got my grandma Sharon. Then you got me and Grandpa Joe again, and these two pics are my mom. I swear, the one on the left makes her look really evil.
You had a Grandpa Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a golden ticket.
Anyway,
boy.
That's basically.
I got a hey, Mr. Anime, I got a $3.5 trillion bridge to sell you. Sorry, I had to make that joke.
That's all right.
Awesome.
Besides, he's actually he's my dad's stepdad. So
yeah, I was making fun of Joe Biden because the Uncle Joe jokes.
All the good ones.
Oh yeah. I hear you. Besides,
I couldn't help. I couldn't resist when you said that's.
Yeah, in fact,
what happened to Digital Overlord?
He was trying to tell you guys that he left, but you guys wasn't listening to him.
Oh.
Well, I think we just lost DD as well, but
Damn you, Skynet!
You know what I want to say? Freaking, whoop, we got someone back. Might be we got DD, so hold on.
It wasn't Skype. Person calling to talk to me about my car insurance. I'm like, do you just buy people's numbers randomly? Because I have never had a license nor owned a car. So how the fuck do I have car insurance?
It's one of those scam calls. Probably from
Yeah,
India or
of course.
Pakistan.
Fucking Ponzi schemes.
And unfortunately,
Jesus
when
Christ.
I answer a call, I get booted from the stream. But if I'm waiting on a call from someone new, I can't just be like, oh, this is obviously, a scammer, because it could be the person I'm waiting on. So I have to answer to be sure. And then I get all pissed because it's not who I was expecting. And it's like, you motherfucker, I'm in the middle of something. Why can't you call me around dinner time where I don't mind answering the phone and letting you listen to me be disgusting by talking with my mouth?
That's why I'm glad I have a desktop.
That's why I still got my PC.
You know what I want to do with those idiots? Send them to Detroit.
Not Detroit!
No,
Oh,
they're already in third world countries, so I don't think that would be any worse.
I actually showed my dad the Detroit scene and he started cracking up.
Is that from South Park?
No,
it's actually from a movie called the Kentucky Fried Movie. Oh man, we should totally do like a Discord watch, like
Oh, Kentucky Fried. Oh, so that sounds like something new that I haven't seen before.
Yeah,
actually, it's from the 70s.
You basically see the
that old, huh?
bad guy. You basically see the bad guy in the scene knock a guy's head off, and I think he says, "Take him to the mines" or something. And you see this headless corpse being dragged away, and then you see who's the main character saying, "You can't do anything to me, you bastard." And he says, "Take him to Detroit." And he's like, "No, not Detroit, not Detroit."
I'll be right back. I gotta find that clip, and I'll actually post it in the private messages.
Detroit.
Okay, hold on.
Actually, I think I'm going one better on ya.
I mean, I think the only way it could be funnier is if it was a city in New Jersey.
Oh
my God! I actually live in that hellhole. God damn it!
You live in Detroit or New Jersey?
No, worse, Jersey.
Oh, Jersey, New Jersey.
That's why I said the only way it could be funnier is if it was set. The thing was Jersey instead of
Yeah. Any leftoid city is gonna be a
I mean,
especially Chicago, L.A., New York, Detroit.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Imagine that scene.
I can't wait for
cities to finally call.
To Los Angeles meme.
Yeah.
I mean,
San Francisco. San Francisco.
We already got a Los Angeles meme. It's called Escape from LA.
I mean, imagine that scene, only instead of the big bad evil guy saying take him to Detroit, it's take him to New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, and I think that I can one up Detroit. I could one up Detroit, New York City, all that. San Francisco, the home of Jack Dorsey and the home of Twitter.
You can't scare me, you slant-eyed yellow bastard. Take him to Detroit. No, not Detroit.
I'm saying tweet.
For me, it would be San Francisco because I
wonder if this would offend Wookie.
Yep, of course this would offend Wokies. I mean, you seen how prideful they are of trash.
Oh no! This is better. You bring a Wookie to the big bad evil guy, and he says, "Take them to Detroit."
Oh God!
Oh
God! That would have been freaking hilarious. Oh, but like I said, if we ever do like a Discord movie night, like we should actually totally sit down and actually freaking watch the movie together. That would have been.
If we were to do a movie thing, I'm not gonna suggest like the My Little Pony new generation thing. I'm thinking like, could we watch like Ghibli films and stuff too?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll get some anime film suggestions. Matter of fact, might as well just make
And
Channel-
no fucking Netflix adaptations unless we're gonna do
No.
Let me finish.
I'm talking more classic anime, like
I
let's say.
know, but let me finish. I said, and no Netflix adaptations unless we're gonna riff it like Mystery Science Theater.
Oh
Okay,
god.
that works.
Yeah. Well, let's say for like
Cinema
our first
sins.
Discord movie night, we should actually totally sit down and watch the Kentucky Fried movie together.
Like
I
this,
bet you we would be freaking cackling like hyenas.
like if we watched the Cowboy Bebop adaptation and we got to the scene with Grin, I'd be like, Grin has finally been broken and has accepted the brainwashing.
Yep.
Oh man, but in all
Because
seriousness,
that's
guys,
the only way I could get Grin finally accepting being forced to transition is if he was finally broken and he accepts that he's a woman by these assholes now.
yeah,
It
and
sounds
also
kind of like what they do too. It's kind of like pink pilling in a way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of the tomboys, the
Yeah,
way reason why
you
you
know-
don't find them is because they're trans, man. Because they were taught, you know, if you're pressured
Wait a minute. Didn't
into
Gwen die in
transitioning,
the
you're not really
series?
trans.
Wait a minute.
You're
What was
pressured
that
into
there?
it by your
Gwen
peers.
Yeah, I was a tomboy as a child. I did play with some girl stuff like the old school My Little Pony and Barbie dolls, but most of the times I preferred the stuff that was meant for my brother. But
By the way,
I can fucking
May I ask-
tell you, if you came up to me as a child
Let
and
me
said,
finish, all right?
"Oh, you're a tomboy, you must be a trans man," then I'd be like, "What are you talking about? I'm a girl." Basically, you dumbass, you can't tell me to be something I'm not.
Yeah, and
Okay,
go
now
ahead,
can I
Matt.
say something?
Go ahead.
Didn't Gwen die in the original Cowboy Bebop series?
Yeah,
I think so.
they'll probably have it be like he finally finds love and gets away, and it's like, that's not how it happened in the anime. And what pisses
Yeah.
me off even more, they couldn't even give the guy a wig or whatever to at least match Grin. It's already bad enough you're not following Grin's tragic backstory, but you couldn't at least get a wig that matched Grin's hair.
And that's why the anime will always be superior to the live action series.
It's called the Netflix adaptation meme for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the manga, the anime, and then the Netflix adaptation.
Exactly.
Dude, if they make
But
it,
if we
make
were
an
to,
act,
if we
if they
were to
make it,
shift the Netflix thing, you need to find a way to record this to post on YouTube, Mr. Anime, because I want everyone to see the riffing because the movies are that bad. Like,
You'd have to cut out anything where there's no talking. Because I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that otherwise you'd run into.
if they make the Netflix version of Getter Robo, oh, we going on riot.
I'm worried about
Dude.
what they're gonna do with Girl Who Dows works, because you know someone's gonna be made a flaming homosexual even if they weren't in the book.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
just
and don't
ridiculous.
even get me started on what will happen if Netflix.
You know, I don't mind. Look, another problem I have with what they do is that they turn the people that they turn into like, if someone's straight in the source material and they turn them gay in the Netflix adaptation, a lot of times they turn them into stereotypes.
Look, in my opinion, if you're gonna do a gay character, I'd prefer original. Get someone who's actually gay, because I notice anytime a straight person tries to do gay or bisexual or something, they basically use every fucking stereotype they can find. Example, Betty DeVille being made a lesbian in the reboot of Rugrats. Whereas when you have someone who, is actually queer doing it, they actually make the character likable and not offensive.
Yeah, the stereotypes are a huge. It's like I thought that those stereotypes were the stereotypes they didn't want to have anymore. Like they wanted to get rid of the stereotypes, but they.
This is a good one. This is the Lee Xiao's personal opinion. He says, in my opinion, manga is greater than anime, which is greater than the Netflix version, but less than the bad dubs.
Ha.
It's not a hot take if it's true.
Also, that fucking bitch playing Faye has unless she's changed her thing, she protected her Twitter account, so I can't spam her with fucking pictures of cosplayers dressed as Faye. That bullshit that the costume isn't possible to wear. Every fucking Faye cosplayer I've met would like a fucking word with you, you fucking whore.
If you spam them with it, you know what would happen? You get banned again. Because they just complain to Jack Dorsey and they'd complain to Jackass and you'd be banned again.
This is how freaking sensitive this country has gone to. Because nobody knows how to actually take jokes or like, Shibanetta or freaking 1984 is meant a form of entertainment, not a how-to guide.
It wasn't entertainment, it was a warning.
Of what happens when we allow authoritarian titwanks into power.
Grow a fucking spine and suck it up, Buttercup. I had a terrible school life with bullies and stuff, but the one thing I knew was eventually I'm going to graduate and I'll never have to see those fuckers again. And I'm living my best life because most of those fuckers have either become prostitutes, drug addicts, dead, or in jail. Hell, one asshole who would take plastic forks and poke me in the back that it drew blood ended up being a child predator and molesting his nephew.
Oh, he deserves to die 1,000 times over for that fucking
laughing
shit.
at this, but goddamn, how's this for poetic justice?
Yeah, and I hope he rots. I hope he rots in prison.
No.
I fucking hate bullies, man. I fucking hate them so much.
No, Detroit prison.
Okay.
Build a prison in Detroit and send them there.
Go to Wyoming. Go there. Let's see what happens.
DD actually has something to say. Go ahead, DD.
Let's be honest. Even Detroit has standards and wouldn't accept him.
He'd get beat up by all the drug dealers and stuff there. They'd beat him up because even drug dealers hate pedos.
Yeah. Go to Wyoming. See what happened to you.
He gets shot.
In Iowa, he'll be made into corn.
Yeah, dirty fucking Harry Callahan style, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Or even better, Charlie motherfucking Bronson from Death Wish.
My younger sister went with my grandparents when we were kids, and they drove through Iowa, and all they saw was corn. And my younger sister said, I was waiting for those kids from Children of the Corn to just materialize from the corn.
Children of the Corn, huh? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because apparently most of Iowa is nothing but corn.
That's a corny state.
Oh my god, them dad jokes. Jesus.
Also, Sleepaway Camp. I swear to God, if they were to remake Sleepaway Camp and basically make the serial killer basically wanting to be trans, I'm gonna be pissed, because the whole point of the movie was Angela, or Peter as he was really known, just finally fucking snapped because his aunt had forced him to live as his dead twin sister because she had wanted the girl, but it was the boy who lived.
Oh my. Yeah. That would infuriate someone.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I gotta go, guys. really got to bounce and pick up my brother. So let me just say these final thoughts. And it's nothing much for me. Just be excellent to each other and party the fuck on, dudes. And to the Harridan that basically told me I'm shit for saying people with pronouns in the bios have trash opinions. Let me just say this. Sorry, yeah. Let me just say this. Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass! Blow it out your ass!
Exactly. Blow it out your ass.
Destroy us all.
Yeah.
Okay. See you around,
Peace out,
guys.
man. Later, man.
I mean, if someone really wants to know what I got down there, they could, just ask me and I'll say, look, I'm female.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I would like to think my avatar on Twitter would be enough to tell you what my orientation is, but evidently that's not fucking enough for these nut bars.
Yeah, and the thing is one thing that I do want to tell you is that I think that when it comes to things like the LGBT thing, one thing that I really do not like about the other side is that a lot of the people that there are people out there that do hate on trans people for being trans. There's a word for it, they call them TERFs. And guess who started the whole thing about the whole thing with back in 2008? I think the whole anti-lolly movement started with TERFs during the whole live journal thing back in the late 2000s era. Because I think it was radical feminists in general, but a lot of them were TERFs.
Rowling's a TERF, which is kind of heartbreaking considering she's A-okay with everyone else in the queer community. But apparently,
that really sucks. I think
a woman that don't count. And it's like, well, why the fuck not?
Honestly, the thing what I don't get is that things like with J.K. Rowling is I'm under the opinion that it's your body, do whatever you what you want with it. I don't care. It's like if you're trans, you're trans. I don't care. And the thing is that there are people who do care, and that's what really gets me is that there are still people who have it's like both sides there are people who are wrong on both sides. It's not just a one-sided thing.
This is like the whole we shouldn't allow trans people in the sex they associate bathroom because you might get a guy who says, "Oh, I identify as a woman." And I'm like, look, as long as a woman could do the same thing as a man, as long as no one's sticking their head under the fucking stall while I'm taking a piss, I don't care if you have a JJ or a Pepina.
Yeah, the thing is that what I think the issue is that criminals there are criminals out there who are criminals. They'll take advantage of it, but you punish those criminals is what you do. You punish the criminals severely to where they won't take the risk.
I mean,
exactly.
Like, I mean, I've seen little kids with their moms in the women's bathroom, and not necessarily little boys, stick their heads under my stall while I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is your mother? Shouldn't you?
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Thus parents are just not being parents. I think that's one of the biggest problems nowadays.
They just want the internet to actually, try to parent the kids.
And they end up and then they end up being Marxists because Marxists are the only ones who are basically allowed to speak online. So that's what that happens, and it goes in line with the school district. So
yeah, it took one time for me to do something like that, and my mother slapped me upside the head and said, "You don't do that shit."
Yeah, but people are afraid to do that nowadays because they're that, or they'll get CPS called on them for physical abuse or something.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. And you know how like Ninja actually refused to actually say that he's actually to teach it any parents kids and said that it's the parents' responsibility to teach their kids like what
And he got
best for
flack
them.
for it. It's like, why do you get flack for saying what everyone should be saying to these people? Parent your freaking kids. Don't let the internet do it. Don't let the
Well,
internet parent your kids.
well, a lot of parents from the mid to now 2000s don't really want to do anything. I mean, have y'all ever heard the story of the kid who ended up smothering in his sandbox because he mimicked something he saw on Naruto and his parents tried to blame Naruto? I'm like, where the fuck were you to tell your son, hey, don't do this shit? This is.
On, you know what? That kind of and that kind of reminds me. That just kind of reminds me how these young assholes on Twitter can't separate fiction from reality, just like that kid.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the parents weren't. The parents would be like, oh, we'd let them watch TV and stuff. And I'm like, well, why the fuck weren't you sitting with them to be like, okay, don't do that. That's dangerous. That's something that could get you killed. Because,
I'm think that they weren't taught fiction from reality.
well, like my dad would watch a lot of stuff with me, like the wild thornberries and gargoyles and stuff. And he'd be like, okay, don't do that. You'll end up in a pine box if you do this. Stay away from that. Definitely don't mess with guns unless you want to end up like Elisa Maza.
yeah.
It's just the parents used to. I think that's a thing is that there's a middle ground between just disallowing everything and just letting your kid roam whatever. There. I think a lot of the parents need to sit with their kids when they watch something and teach them the differences between reality and what's in the fiction. That people don't do that anymore.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Another thing that really freaking aggravates me is how all these people say that if you actually like a certain thing, they'll actually label you this or that, or like an istaphobe, you're alt right supremacist, you're freaking.
And here's the thing. Is that like how people when they the whole thing about hentai and all that. Here's the thing: is it used to only be how they used to only care about the lollies and all that. Now it's getting into where race. They're trying to say, well, if you draw this character with a too light of a skin tone, and it all branched off of that. See, the whole thing is once you start saying that we need to crack down on one type of fiction, it always spreads to another. It just never stops.
I'm bringing this up because the people who keep saying stay in your lane when it comes to fictional dark skinned characters like Missy from Big Mouth, it's like, well then everyone at Funimation who is not of Asian descent should not be voicing the character because they're all Japanese characters.
Burn. That's a burn.
So basically, Todd Hapercorn and maybe one or two other people be allowed to stay because they're of Asian descent. Everyone else has to find work elsewhere.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking, what about Johnny Young Bosch? Since he's actually Asian as well.
Exactly. You got to have Asian somewhere in your lineage, or you're not allowed to dub a character. And I'm sure someone would be like, "Well, that's not fair." And it's like, "Oh, no.
It's your own rules."
Y'all are the fuckers who said that if you're white, you can't voice a dark-skinned character. The rules go for Asian characters too. So, unfortunately for Phil Lamar, he can't be Samurai Jack anymore because Jack is Japanese, not black.
And I've pretty much proved Phil Lamar as Samurai Jack. I mean, that's actually the kind of character I grew up with as a kid.
And you cannot replace that. And you cannot replace Phil Lamar with that. And it's like, he's the voice of Samurai Jack. And if you replace that...
I'm just pointing out how these idiots don't seem to get, well, it's going to have to be fair for everyone. So that means no more Phil Lamar as Samurai Jack.
And then they would cry as racist. Well, it's your own rules. You made the rules. Now you lay in it, and that's the thing that really gets me is that they don't want to lay in their own bed that they made.
Yeah, in fact, there's an old saying to that as well. You reap what you sow.
Hey, sorry
Basically,
guys, I was silent. I was playing Spawn Armageddon on my Dolphin emulator. That shit is lit.
yeah, that's pretty cool. Besides, I really gotta say, I really do enjoy like the manga of the Shadow of Spawn.
Also,
What's up?
I'm gonna bring this up. You look at Cree Summers' thing by basically expecting this role. Cree Summers' work basically dries up because, let's be honest, there aren't a lot of black characters in a lot of animated shows. Let's be honest. I mean, you might get the token black kid just so people can say, "Oh, you see, we're diverse. We got a black kid."
Yeah, and I like Cree Summers.
So basically,
fact,
by having that role, Cree Summers is going to be lucky if she gets a role a year now, if this stupidity is allowed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and this is why, when it comes to anime voice actors, it should be. It's not like movie casting where the person's own appearance has to, because you don't see the person in because it's an animated thing. It's the drawing that's actually the what you see. What you hear is only the what you hear matters. So it's not like the person has to match the race of the character like you would in an actual movie.
Oh,
so that's why you can have Phil Lamar as Samurai Jack.
Or what about like Chris Pratt
Pratt
from the new Super Mario movie?
Well,
exactly. Like, look at
I guess.
Show.
I guess it would be hard to just only cast Italians there. I guess that would be kind of hard.
Oh, they could easily cast an Italian, Vic.
Oh, that's right. They should. The thing is, he doesn't have the dark hair and mustache. Oh, that can be done with makeup, though.
He can always dye his hair a dark color.
True. I mean, I think that if they put Vic as Mario, can he do the voice like the whole "Mamma Mia" and all that kind of stuff that you'd normally see with a Mario?
Can we be honest? Can Chris Pratt do Mamma Mia?
That's true.
And also,
but still, and it's funny because they're trying to kick Chris Pratt off for some reason.
It's because he's
actually conservative.
And same thing they did with Vic. So how long until one of these feminists accuse him of being a sex pest or something? Because I guarantee you that is what's going to happen. He's already
getting hate because apparently a church he attended, I don't know, I haven't looked into it recently, is apparently anti-queer, and it's like, well, how do you fucking know he's still part of that church? Maybe he dropped that church after he found out they were disgusting.
Right. And the thing is that another thing is, if that doesn't work, if all this doesn't work, I guarantee you they're going to do what they did with Kavanaugh and put out some feminists to make false accusations. Just like they did with Vic. Just like they did with Brett Kavanaugh. It's going to happen again.
Oh my God, Dionysus posted a video. Well, that's one way to teach the kids the birds and the bees.
Oh God, I just gotta freaking see that. But basically, I'm just gonna probably call it good here in a few minutes. Like,
yeah.
Here's the thing. I just actually really want to say this. This is why we need meritocracy. We need to actually separate, those who can actually do the job and actually, do it in a good way without forcing any politics or, forcing any like gender identity bull crap that's actually going on in the world today, or freaking unnecessary LGBT plus representation and that crap. But here's the thing. We need meritocracy. Like, look at Biz Media actually freaking hiring DJ Kirkland, a freaking talentless hack who actually complained that there's LGBT plus suffering happening in Japan, which is a huge extra down for me.
I mean, sure. I think that it's possible that there might be, but I mean, I don't think that they're not doing what they do in like Saudi Arabia or in Middle Eastern countries and like that, or Ghana, where there are still countries where gays are executed, and I think that is where we need to put our efforts in making sure that those people, so that we can save the LGBT people in countries that do horrific shit to them because of their backwards beliefs. Russia too.
I mean, that's the reason why Steven Universe got canceled early, is because the Russians got pissed that they couldn't say Ruby was a guy now, because Ruby was in the wedding dress in the episode where she and Sapphire officially got married.
That's one. And that's the thing, is that there's these countries with these backwards political this religion. That's why I don't like theocracy as a whole, as a I don't like theocracy at all, because it always leads to persecution and this whole labeling people and demonizing people because of something that some 2,000-year-old book says is wrong or whatnot.
Yeah, I always thought that, why is people still going off of a book that came out like fucking 5,000 years ago? Like, come on.
Are we talking about the book that most terrible Christians use? The one with the section where it says it's in that book, but they neglect to read the part where it says you can sell your daughter into prostitution, or you should stone your small child if they disrespect you. Oh, the neighbor's wearing 2 different types of fibers. Well, we gotta kill her. Or,
then they tell you.
Or, oh my God, that man is eating pork. Kill him.
But then they tell you you're gonna go to hell for masturbating. What now?
It's just, this is why religion is what I do. I think that it's one of the reasons I don't believe in the Bible as it is. I think it's tainted by because back then things were a lot different back then than they are today, and it just proves. I think that it was just at the day they were structured in the beliefs that they had at the time, because one thing, they did not have the whole scientific thing. Second of all, I think that the whole thing about masturbation was because back then they had to keep raising the population, because back then they didn't have, like, people would die by 20 and whatnot back then, like the people, because they didn't have the medical technology and stuff that we have today to keep people alive.
Yeah.
Oh, technically,
they kept having to have kids.
Technically, if you read the Bible cover to cover, God was A-okay with abortion. I mean, it was in case you caught your wife being an adulterer, but still. Basically, if you caught your wife sleeping with another man and she was pregnant, you had her drink bitter water, and if she didn't lose the baby, it was your kid, and she proved that she was faithful. But if she did lose the baby, then she deserved to be tossed out in the streets for sleeping with another man.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying, all these people who are like, God wouldn't want abortion, and it's like, God basically told men who caught their wives sleeping with other men to drink something called bitter water, and if the baby wasn't lost, that was his child. That sounds like abortion to me.
Also,
yeah, well, I think that Christianity is like what people think of as Christianity today, like, well, at least the ones who aren't authoritarian, bigots, aren't the same. Is like it's basically. I think that what people consider Christianity today is a lot different than it was back then. But the thing is that the branches that are authoritarian are still around today. It's where how you get the Puritanism of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The whole moral majority thing.
Also, don't even get me started on the freaking premarital sex will actually send you straight to hell.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. And I feel like, and I was on a channel last night. I think it was a live stream. Yeah, it was a live stream. It's a guy named Zimatorn that I'm cool with. And he was talking about how kids can regenerate better than human beings. And I'm like, I brought up like humans are very resilient and we can do a lot of stuff. And he was talking about kids. I was like, he thought I was getting upset about kids regenerating better than adults. I was like, no, that's not what I'm getting mad at. I'm saying that humans in general is very resilient and we're way more capable of surviving half the shit that we're told we're not to survive from. So we're way more resilient and stronger than what we're given credit for.
Well, yeah, I
So
think a lot of the issue is that we have issues like, and I think a lot of it has to do with how safe we are kept, like to the point where we're forced to be safe, even if we're okay with taking a risk. The government says no, you can't take that risk, even if it's only yourself that would be in danger.
Hell, I've seen
Protecting people from themselves is, I think protecting people from themselves is how we get idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen a video where a guy's parachute didn't open when he was skydiving, and the worst that happened to him when he hit the ground was he broke his arm.
He probably rolled sideways. It redirected that energy to the sideways or something like that.
My point is, he managed to not basically become a red paste on the ground.
exactly. So we are very resilient. And also, he was talking about the state of the world, the ozone layer is messed up and all that. I'm like, dude, there is a way you can fix it. I was like, just get rid of the people in power that's ruining our planet. And he was like, kill everyone that's ruining the world. And he misinterpreted what I said. I was like, no, I said running the world that's giving us all these problems, like the government and all of that, not kill everyone else.
No, well, I say remove them from power, but I would say don't kill them necessarily. I think that they still deserve a trial for
Man,
under the law is treason.
This shit that they do, no, they need to go.
Neo, this guy doesn't believe that mountains are tree stumps, is he?
Huh?
Yeah, there are people who believe that the mountains that we have all over the world are fucking tree stumps. They believe that.
It could be, but we don't know. I'm just being open minded. But this guy Zimatorn, he's a cool dude, but he is a simpleton to the fucking max. He does not believe that shit. He is not superstitious at all. He's a simpleton to the highest degree. Trust me. If you were to have an emotional conversation with him, he will chop it up to the most simplest of shit. He's one of those real simple dudes. Trust me, he does not believe in that. He's not a bad dude. He's just simple. So Zimatorn is a cool dude, man.
Okay. This tweet, I think it killed some brain cells.
What?
You have this girl with short hair and a bow tie, and it says, "Real women have penises." And I'm like, what?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, it's like a vagina is a reverse penis, kind of, if you want to be scientifically, but like that's just.
I'm thinking she means the actual hot dog coming out of the crotch thing.
I think she's being metaphorical. I think she means like, oh, women have to put up more than men do, so we're the ones with the dicks. I guess it's metaphorical. I'm kind of understanding it, but it's still stupid as fuck.
Well, anyway, so let's get our final goodbyes out of the way. Dee, let's start with you.
Okay, for anyone out there who doesn't seem to understand the character of Gren is basically a reverse version of being trans. It was forced to be something that he was not comfortable with.
Excuse me, there's an idiot singing in the background. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So basically, Gren in that sense is like a trans person because he identifies as the sex he was born as, but that was pretty much taken away from him by assholes forcing drugs on him. Don't try and make it seem like he wanted to be a woman when he didn't.
All right, Cerno?
Yeah, I want to say that there's two sides to every story. That I don't like how people peer pressure people into being saying like telling young kids that they're trans and stuff. At the same time, people who are truly trans, don't judge them. Don't be a J.K. Rowling and tell them that they shouldn't exist and whatnot. There are people who do that, and it just pisses me off. And same thing with basically don't tell people that they have to live a certain way. Like the old, like the Christian conservatives that used to, that tried to pass laws and stuff back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Don't be a bigot like those people. And basically just let people do what they want with their own bodies.
I agree, man.
As long as they're adults and they're consenting, who cares?
And Neo?
Just remember to keep rocking and dragging. And like Dante said, more than enough. Because there's always more than enough. That's all I really had to say.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys being on here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to actually, be here with me. I'll still be doing another one tomorrow eventually. I probably might actually do like either a solo like live stream on Twitch if possible. But
Mr.
as
Anime,
always, yo, what's up?
sorry to interrupt you, but my appointment tomorrow is at 11 my time. I'm in Louisiana, if that'll help you figure out the time zone. So if you can hold off until like around 1 or something my time, I should be home before then.
All right. Well, I probably might be doing some other stuff around the house. So, yeah. But as always, guys, just remember these three things: respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms, enemy is freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. Enemy 343 saying, sign everyone.
Bye.
Peace.
Later.